Hello, Cougar fans, and welcome to the Illini Central Sports Network podcast, where myself and Mr. Burks sit down each and every week and discuss Illini Central sports for the following week. And this week, we got Mr. Bunner as our special guest, the high school girls basketball coach. And so let's start out with the big Meet the Cougar nights.
Yeah, so we had Meet the Cougars night on Saturday. It was kind of different for those of you that were there. You got to see a lot of teams play. We had the high school girls there, which we'll talk about. They had a nice scrimmage, and we had middle school boys. We had a great crowd, which I hope continues. I think people probably left pretty energized by what they saw and excited about it. So I'm hoping that'll carry over into the regular season. And then here in a couple hours, we're going to have a big Meet the Cougars in the gym. If you're in Easton outside today, about 2:15, you can probably hear a loud commotion. It'll be loud in there. So get all the kindergartners on up, and we'll have a good time. So. Yeah,
and I think Meet the Cougar night, I think it's awesome because it's a good experience for us. Get out there and scrimmage before the season starts, and Bunner's got a big group, so he was able to get out there and scrimmage, and good for the middle school to get that bigger crowd.
Yep.
I think it tends to be bigger in the high school. And let's move on into middle school girls.
So middle school girls there coming to the end of their season here. This is their final week of the regular season. So tomorrow night, which will be Tuesday, we have 8th grade night over in Easton. So we encourage you to come on out and support the 8th grade girls. There's a big class of them again. They work really hard, so it'd be nice to recognize them. 7th grade regionals start on Saturday, so they're playing in Virginia. I think the game's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I know it's in the afternoon at some point. So if they win that one, they're going to continue playing. If not, another season will come to an end. So as they're kind of finishing, the middle school boys are really getting going here. I went to Easton last week, watched the 7th and 8th grade teams. They had big wins over Hardham. Really impressive showing. Like we've mentioned it before, they got a ton of talent, a ton of kids, so it should be a fun year for them. They're in action at home tonight in Easton against Porta, and then their schedule starts to get pretty crazy. So
yeah, and that wraps up middle school sports. Let's move on into high school. You got high school boys with their second week of practice, and the girls, big home opener tonight.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the boys, next week when we really get going. But tonight, kind of all about the girls here. Big home opener. We hope you can come on out. We're actually playing the varsity game at 6 o'clock tonight, and then we'll play some JV after, depending on Springfield Lutherans. They just had a big run in volleyball, so they're still in volleyball mode a little bit. But with that, we do have Coach Bunner here. Ask him some questions. He'll kind of preview the season. So my first question is, what should fans expect to see from the high school girls this season?
Well, from what I found out in the first couple weeks is that these girls are going to play hard. They like to play fast. Mm-hmm. They like to push the ball. And so it's going to be a more fast-paced style of basketball, just for the fact that since we do have more girls, we're able to do that.
Right.
And so we don't have to sit back in a zone and just kind of kill time. We're able to push the ball. We'll play a little man too, and so we can switch up defenses and a lot more options on the table this year than last year.
Yeah, I noticed that Meet the Cougars, you guys are flying up and down the court and get a lot of fast break layups or a lot of quick threes, pushing the ball ahead. So I think that's a fun, exciting style of basketball. So
yeah, and also you've got a full set of 5 that you can do 5 and 5 if you want to. Not that you're going to, or maybe you will, but that's good for you because now they're not going to be all tired. You're going to be able to sub them in when they need a break. And what are you most excited about for this season?
I'm excited about the unknown because even though we do have lots of numbers, 10 of the 16 are freshmen, and so you never know how they can make that jump from 8th grade year to freshman year playing, and a lot of them still are going to have to play varsity basketball, and so I'm excited because they do have talent. They're good basketball players. I want to see how their 8th grade success will translate into varsity basketball.
Sure. How have you had to change your approach and coaching style with such a big jump in numbers?
So I learned real quick that I have a lot more girls to get ready for games, and so I was able to only have to worry about getting 6 girls ready or 8 girls ready. And it takes so much longer to go over out-of-bounds plays, making sure everybody's on the same page with offense and defense. And so there's a lot more drills like just pure like almost like basketball camp drills I was able to do last few years that I just don't have time for it now, because now we can scrimmage more, we can go over plays more, and so we've had to. It's kind of the other girls that I've had have heard that I'm not doing what's called the dirty 30 anymore and running Apaches and stuff, and they're bummed out because we had to do that because we had to be in such good shape, and so I had to run them more basically.
What do you enjoy most about coaching here at IC and just like the environment?
I love the building the relationships, because you're not coaching such and such, like that's your student also, and so in some bigger schools you may not even have that person in class or something, but I'm not just coaching a player, I'm coaching somebody that I teach also, and so the relationships I've built it's what makes me want to keep traveling 2 hours a day to come here to coach, is the girls and the relationships that I've built with them, because I could easily go and do this closer to home, but it's the relationships that I've built in the past and continue to make that really make me come back every single year and do this.
Yeah, and that's really good because you get to have them on the court and in the classroom, so you get every part of it.
Yeah, just don't talk to them during basketball season.
Well, thank you, Coach Burks and Mr. Bunner, for sitting down and talking to me this week, and make sure to come back next week for another episode of the Illini Central Sports Hour podcast.